Hello and welcome to a new episode of Kiwi Life. And today it's time to tie some loose ends in the village so we can call it complete, even though we can also add more if we want to. But we just tie all the loose ends so we can at least call it complete when I'm done with this world. Even though I'm not really done with this world anytime soon, but I am excited for a new season. So we'll have to see. But first, let's tie one loose end in the middle of this village, or at least in the middle of the buildings. And that's over here with the armadillos, because this part is still empty. And I think I want a building there. I think I will try build a small enclosure for the armadillos. So probably a small house with a outside area. And it's going to be a little bit rocky. And I have to move these. So it's just a small pen. It's not a huge space. I think I will curve this more this way. So I have a little bit more space and we fill up this area too. And then we can go to the next area. And the little enclosure is done. I have this small shack with one open side, so they can shelter in there. They also can enter through there, so we can go open the gate. A little bit of hay here, so they can lie down cozy. But here it's just a bit of rocky and dirty, like this savannah, where they come from. And it just added some little details, and there's little rocks. Just the mini heads, mini blocks. And I've bred them to get a third armadillo, but that's a baby, and that one can escape through the cracks in the wall. So I just have to wait for that one to grow up. But that is this first build done, and that fills up this area. So now this is all filled. We can turn our attention to another part of the world. That's, I think, we can do it over here. Let's see, or I want to go in here, or I want to do it in the tower. Oh, I thought I furnished these. I haven't. Well, this is not a great place. I want to do it down there. I want to make a super booster with the wind charges. And now we have a little well-like structure, some wood, and then if we step into the darkness, we get launched up. We can easily fly to the entrance of the castle, which is amazing, so we don't have to fly up with rockets or use the stairs. And this is fairly easily done. You've probably seen it, other people do it already. But just for the dispensers, aiming at the same block and having a pressure plate on that block, so when you step on it, they get activated and you get blasted up. So it's just a really easy launcher. And now we can just easily go up to the castle. And for the next project, it's time to work on another mini game. And I think this is a good spot for it. Let me close this hole in the thing. Or it's gonna be on the other side, but I think this is a good spot. Maybe we'll build another minigame there, because I have two minigame ideas. But I think the one will fit probably here better. So I'll build the one I have now on that side. So this minigame is going to be another shooting minigame, as I don't really know, I have more ideas on other minigames. And I'm thinking we just put it in the wall somewhere. Maybe also against here. Maybe we can put in something else over here. Because otherwise it will look weird. Yeah, I'll probably put it in the wall here. Let's see. Behind here. Okay, there's room here. And some zombies. Great. How many zombies are there? Hello. Yeah, I think I'll put it in the wall over here. have another mini game. Now I have to build something else over here. And the redstone is completely done again, since this is what happened when I finished it the first time. But it's just not great for my mood, but it's done again. So this is where the score goes, and if you press the start button, you'll hear the start note, and then we can start shooting. It goes just to shoot the armor stands that pop up, as you can see, and then when you hit an armor stand, you get the score into the barrel. You can see them flying, and when you hit the further armor stands, you get more points. So that's how the whole game works, and you just have to shoot them very fast. And when you're done, you'll hear the tune, and then if you hit them, it should give you more points, but it's not completely working. As you can see, the points still get through, or at least some of the points get through, which is not what I want. But that's done with this hopper down here, which gets locked during the game, and when the game ends it gets unlocked, but it doesn't catch all the items. Maybe I can put a hopper next to it so it gets big, the catch gets bigger. I'll work that out. If you have any of these, tell me. But this line goes into the starting nodes and then into this block where it triggers the hopper clock, which stays on for the game, and then it goes into a smaller timer that dispenses the armor stands. So this yellow line goes into all the dispensers and droppers for the armor stands. As you can see, it goes this one. Let's take a look from above. So if we go up here, you can see it a little bit better. Stupid horse. So you can see this line goes into this whole one and into these three, and it goes into these two as well. And all the hoppers have a comparator, but smash your shift there, say armor stand going through, so then you hit it, and it goes into a bell over here and into a dropper with the points, and over here it drops 1 coin, 1 point, and over here these two go into this block over here and then into there. Let's take a look from the other side. So you can see it dispenses the points over there, and it doesn't go over here, but it does activate the bell, and it dispenses 3 coins because of the observer. Because when the line gets triggered, the observer dispenses a coin, and when the line turns off, it also goes. And the last one goes into over here, this line, and it dispenses 5 coins with the observers as well. And maybe I could put it into one thing, but I struggled with it, so it's like this because I just couldn't find this better way. It's probably is a better way, and this is the offline, the song that turns it off, and the items flow up into here, into the barrel. And when you press this button, it empties the barrel, and the items flow past the comparator. It keeps the hopper empowered, so the items can flow through until all the items are through, then it gets powered again. And that's all that is done. So let's start with the build. And now that you don't have a hole in the mountain and in the ground anymore, it looks pretty good. I have changed the design because I designed it for an open thing, so it would be out in the air, so these sides were completely open, but that doesn't work if it's in a cave. And I've added a little maintenance door on the side, but this is the game, and you can see they are now color coordinated with banners. And when I start the game, you'll see that these will be more visible than the ones behind. But yeah, here we have some bows, so take a bow, take some arrows, and then you start the game. This button. And I think I broke it. I probably broke it. There was a block in the way of the signal, like always. So let's try that again. And as you can see, the back one is really not really visible. You just have to shoot very fast to get the most points. Yeah, I want to put it more down, maybe, but it's at the hitbox, because the hitbox is pretty big still. Then you can't see if it's there. That's the problem with it. But it's just about speed and accuracy, because if you of course miss a shot, you also lose a lot of time. But yeah, you can get quite a lot of points like this. I missed again. And it's going quite nicely. And there goes all the points. And let's see. Okay, it's still coming in from the last shots, which is not great, but it's 2 stacks and 16, which is I think quite nice. Let's grab arrows. I want almost a full stack of arrows. So we have to add a lot of more arrows in here. But that's the game. And now that that's finished, we can go to the next project. And our next and probably last project is to do something with the space behind here. Because now we have this path that ends up here. And we have this small gap. So I think I want to connect those two paths here and let them go up here. And then there will be a small, and it will go that way, and there will be a small church over here, because of course you have a church in every medieval town. But first, as you can see, as you saw, there's also quite a steep incline, so I want to just dig out like a little bit of a more valley in here, so it goes slowly up, and then I have a small flat space for the church, and then it goes up more. So I kind of want that path to spawn, even though I'm never gonna use it. It just connects the world. And you just fill up this space a bit, so it isn't really kept in this valley itself. It's also more in here, which would be nice. So we first need to dig out this whole space, and that's why I also say it's probably the last project, because it's a lot of work. But because that's so much work, let's make a start and just start digging this out. And this is way better to work with. And I think I want to fill in this small hole. But now we can have some flat space to build the thing. And it's not as big of a slope as it was. So let's take down a beacon. And that's much better. It's not going to be a big church, you can see. And it will be built in the hill a little bit. But it will look hopefully nice. There's a small building over there, and then we'll have some trees and maybe a little cemetery, which will be a lot nicer than the one from the Halloween building. And we'll just have some more trees around here. So we just a building over there. And I think I should start with a building an outline. I have not designed this yet. This will be completely on the fly. I have some reference images from old churches which I want to like, so I'll try to build that shape. But of course I'm confined to the Minecraft blocks. But I'll just start with a shape, and then we can fill it in with the textures we want later. Now I've got a shape going, which I'm well okay with. It looks a bit weird. It might be a little bit big for the rest of the city. If we fly, it's maybe a bit big, but the arena is also quite big, so the scale of the whole thing is a bit wonky. But I feel like I also don't want to make it smaller. But as you can see, we have the tower at the front. And we have a main building with like 2 tiers of roofs. So we have this roof, and then on top there's another roof. And then at the back we have a small attachment. in here. And I feel like this should do it. Maybe I would have wanted it one more block back, but don't think that would really matter. This path doesn't work anymore. That we do know. So I'll take this away. I have to get it from here to the entrance. But that's or from here. Maybe that's even better. But that's the shape done. Now I can fill it in with all the blocks I want it to be. So it will be stone bricks. I'll fill the whole thing in with stone bricks. And roof I would probably want to be black. So the deep slate. So I'll turn that into deep slate. But for, yeah, I'll just fill it in. Probably not a roof though. It will be a bit more intricate with a shape. But these are the walls. And then we can really see how it looks in here. And then we can still remove it without it being too much work. It's starting to look better and better now that the blocks are in. Now it's actually a building and not just a ghostly outline of the building. So it's starting to look better, but of course it's still very plain and there's not much going on. But the shape is there and I think I like it. So now I'll just texture the walls and the roof with some other color blocks. So I'll put in a different kind of deep slate, maybe this deep bricks or something else, or just regular deep slate. And I'll just put some tuff at the bottom, tuff bricks, and some stone at the top of the walls. Just add some different colors, and then after that we can start detailing the building. And I've textured the whole building now, and I haven't textured the roof. I did it, but then I didn't like it, so the roof stays untextured. But just the texturing to the wall adds a lot. And like it breaks up the textures, the pattern, and it's just a bit of more going on. It's a bit wired. And now it's time for some details, some windows, some decorations, and well, that'll really bring the building to life. And sometime later, actually a couple of days later, I didn't have much time to build and much motivation, but I've done some details and added all the windows and things. So we have some stained windows, fill the colors you will see in a church. That's what you see most in churches. Maybe not in the real medieval era. It just really gives the vibe of a church. So I like it, and then we have some pillars to the side. Just adding some extra depth. And I use some mini blocks here on the corners and on the here. Right, another small roof. And yeah, I also added some details under the windows, and it goes all the way around. Hello. This guy still sells those things, but we don't need it. Leave it back here. That's the outside, mostly done of the building itself, not really the space around it. On the inside, I laid down some things. I laid down on the floor, and I put in the walls just to see how it would look. And added some benches because I needed to know how benches would be, because that's quite important in a church. Are the benches, so that really gives the church vibe. And then I need to make this a bit steeper, but yeah, that's the inside. And I also add some stairs going all the way up. They're a bit steep, as you can see, but I didn't have much space to do it, and they could go all the way to the top. And that's just as enough to the building, and also I made the path walkable. But yeah, I really started liking how it's turned out, because I went away for a couple of days. I stopped building on it, and when I logged in and I was over there, I just really liked the building. So that's a good sign. But now let's finish the interior, because that's the easy part. Because for the outside, I have still no idea what to do. Well, for the tower, I also don't have a clue what to do. What to put in here, I have no idea. But at least you can do something in here. It's not too big of a project. The outside is still quite a lot. So let's start with that. The interior is now done. So let's go inside while it's raining. As you can see in the entrance, we have a painting and a desk over here. We've got the tower first, because this is exciting in the other room. There's just a small study space over here, some books and a table. It's a bit empty, but that's mainly because of the big windows. And yeah, I don't really think I can do much more here. If these do share them. Then over here we have some swords. So just some chests and barrels. That fills up the space nicely, and on top there's nothing. It's just a lookout place. And it's all lit up. But if you go to the inside down below again, into the hall, and then we have the big room. As you can see, we have the path to the altar, or the place where the priest is, with the statues you will see in churches. So this is just armor stands with a smooth stone head, and then there's a book here and a candle. And I have the candle holders with the levers. They're not perfect, as they're not really connecting. There's a little bit of space in between, but yeah, otherwise to be a wall is because that's the next smallest thing, and that's too big. And I've also tried to make a little organ over here, as you can see. I'm not sure how it turns out, but like they have the keys here and then the pipes. So I think this is a decent looking small organ. There's just some benches, some books, some more table things, and a bed to set your spawn. And we have something. Okay, that looks weird. Let's not do that. And there's some area, and as you can see in the back there are some more paintings. Because of course you also have a lot of paintings in churches. And especially at night, this place looks really cool, because I have not made it too bright with the candles. There are a lot of candles, but the candles are not that bright, so a little bit dark, which I like. And then over here I've done some four candles, so this is the brightest space, and really catch your attention. And let's see how it looks from the outside. Well, not too bad with all the lighting. But yeah, that's the inside done, so now we do have to work on the outside. While it's raining. And I'm thinking to add a small cemetery. I saw this a couple of days ago. So there's a difference between a cemetery and a graveyard. And it's or a graveyard or a cemetery over here. I'm not sure which one it is anymore. I'm thinking just adding some small graves, over here. And then just adding some trees. Probably the same as those, as they are what I have around here. And just maybe adding a little wall, and there's some more plants and things. And then the outside is done too. After building a lot of trees, we now have a environment that's also fitting. So we have a couple of trees and bushes around. I've built a lot of trees. Every time I was like, okay, now I need to do 2 more, and then I thought, well, maybe I want one there too and one there too. So I kept adding more trees. But I like how it's turned out. Firstly, we have this path over here. We have 2 new trees, and then some flowers in little groups, just to add some color and just add a little bit more to the terrain. Then over here we have a little bush. And then again here I kept it empty because then we have a view of the church from here. Otherwise you will block the church or the thing. I like how it's a bit empty over here. There will be some trees over here on this side. So I do want to add some, just a little bit more vegetation here and all over the cliff side. But that's for another time. But if you continue up, just a little more trees over here. And then when we go in here, we have a little graveyard or cemetery. Still haven't found out which it is. And there's just a little bit more trees and some flowers at the graves, some candles. And that's a little graveyard which you'll see at the church. And there's some more flowers and another tree. As you can see, the trees all go all the way up here, and there's even a tree back there. And that is the last tree, but that is quite a lot of trees. As you can see, we just built all these trees over here, but now it really does feel like a church in the middle of a bit of a field, of a forest place. Really like the peacefulness of it over here. Just so much more peaceful than the village itself. That's the whole build done. And with that, it's also the end of the episode. We've done quite a lot over the whole village. And especially this one was massive. But yeah, we tied some loose ends. We're not done, but we did make some progress. And we're just out of time now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, share your feedback, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.